Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady. It is your boy Germ, and you're tuned into Kinetic Aesthetic. I'm the hostess with the mostest, the man they know as JERM. Yes, I am him. Okay, now, today is just one of those days. I wanted to talk to y'all about some shit. I want to tell y'all a little story. I was going to talk about the war that just broke out between Israel and Hamas, but I admittedly do not know enough about that topic, so I'm going to need to research that a bit more before I really go and make a video or episode talking about it. I also want to say that tomorrow, as you all know, it's Media Review Wednesday. As of this recording is being released on a Tuesday. It was made on a Tuesday, so tomorrow is Wednesday. If you're viewing this in the future, just like you missed a day, I'm sorry. But Wednesday is going to be the review of Drake's new album, For All the Dogs. I'm going to leave it at that. I ain't going to say nothing about it because I don't want to give away how I feel. But yes, today, this episode is a story time episode. I just wanted to tell y'all a story about something personal that happened to me while I was in college. This is a story that's important to me because I feel like it is something that I've been really just recently sort of like recognizing and actually dealing with, and it just admitting that it had an effect on me up until this point. And it's just one, like, I'm gonna just tell you right now, be careful about the people who you even just sort of associate with. Not everybody that's smiling in your face and just like says what up and will try to shake your hand and shake up and everything. That's not always your mans. That's not your homie. And this is the story of how I had a motherfucker that was supposedly in the circle, in the wider circle, not the inner circle, the wider, who was supposedly one of the homies, but was actually just, sneak dissing behind my back. And not only sneak dissing, just doing weird shit. But I'm going to tell you all about it after a word from our sponsor. So go ahead, get yourself some popcorn. Get yourself situated. If you're listening to this to the car, make sure you focus on the road. Please do not get so enchanted by my amazing voice. I know it's beautiful. I'm great. I can't help it. I'm also handsome. That's why I don't do as many video episodes. I'd literally cause accidents. I would cause like people to not focus on what they're doing. People would get in trouble. So yes, get all of that. And also make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and whatever you're following or listening. Not following, watching or listening on, man. It makes a difference. And I've also noticed this. There is a question that is underneath here that asks what you thought about the episode. Most of you motherfuckers are not engaging with it. Engage. And share the episode. But here is a word from our sponsors.
Hey there. Do you ever feel like you're getting old? Do you ever feel like the days are just slowly melding into one another and you can't really tell which one is which anymore? Like you can't remember if it's a Monday or if it's Thursday, or if it's February or if it's June, or if it's 2022 or if it's 2025. If you start to go through that feeling of just feeling like you're too old or feeling like your best days are getting behind you, maybe what you need is a pep boost, and maybe what you need to do is read a book about someone else and their trials and their tribulations and their experiences as they grew older, as they became their own person. And you can do that by reading the good book made by my amazing sister-in-law, Lucy Smalls. The book is called Margie Wadsworth's Unforgettable Senior Year. As you can tell by the name, it's all about her senior year of high school, loosely based. It's not exactly it. It's not 100% one-to-one, but it's loosely based. But it's an amazing story just about all the trials and tribulations she had to go through, all the juggling she had to do between family, responsibility, schoolwork, love, all of that. And this was before she had even got to college and met my brother. So this is a story that if you have any woman in your life that's just wants to read something that's going to relate to her, that's going to connect to her and her growth, this is the story for them. I'm going to tell you right now, whether she be young, whether she be older, get this book. This book is going to make a big impact on a woman in your life. They're going to love to have this present. I know a lot of my listeners are male, but get this book for the important woman in your life. She will appreciate it. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. You might want to read the book your damn self because it's just a damn good book. Go do it.
All right. So for this story time, I want to take y'all back to my freshman year of college. This is when I first started. This was when I first showed up at Eastern Illinois. I've told the story if you listened to my first episode. If not, I went to Eastern Illinois University, Charleston, Illinois, bumfuck downstate Illinois, country ass shit. So I'm there. I eventually naturally gravitated into my friend group and everything. I had my literally this basically the same niggas I'm with now. Like whole inner circle is pretty much motherfuckers I met while I was in school. For the most part. So I had this one homie. His name was Gary. Actually, no, there was a Gary that we knew, so I'm not gonna say Gary. Scary Gary gets a lot. He gets a shout out. Scary Gary is a cool dude. It's an I. Damn. What name starts with an I? That's not this motherfucker's actual name. Lindis. That was his name. Lindis. We'll just go with Lindis. So this man Lindis was somebody I met. He was like, I was never necessarily like super close with this motherfucker. He was literally just best summed up as the homie's homie. And so we just all ended up having the same friends. So for better or worse, motherfuckers in the same friend group. Not to say that I didn't fuck with the motherfucker, because I'm the type of motherfucker where, like, for better or worse, if I meet you through a cool motherfucker, or if one of my people, or if one of my friends introduce me to you, I'm gonna fuck with you just off the strength of my friendship with the original person. Like, that's just how I am. It's not always the best to be that way, as I've learned in life, but it is what it is. So we was cool. This is somebody that I've never had this motherfucker's phone number. I've never literally had any type of way to interact with this motherfucker aside from social media, and we don't follow each other or do anything like that now. So I can't even act like this was somebody that would have, like, when I found out about all the shit I'm going to tell you about, it was just like, you know what? Fuck that motherfucker. I always had a weird feeling anyway. But at the same time, this is somebody that's in a wider circle. So I definitely just was a little bit like, damn, I didn't see that coming. So to pretty much break it down, there was this thing called Yik Yak. I think it started with the Yik Yak that they had in Eastern, and I was explaining how I met him, but nothing really happened this whole freshman year. That was not any time where anything happened. It was more the second year that I was there. Well, the second fucking semester. That's that one semester, that lone semester. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm down there, and I remember just being on Yik Yak, and I just sort of I peeped something that somebody had posted. Yik Yak was an anonymous ass it's like Twitter, but worse, because it's anonymous. So and it's like really unfiltered, and you can't, like, there's no way of personalizing it. It's not even like, I don't know why I compared it to Twitter. It's not like Twitter at all. But Yik Yak was basically like a racist motherfucker's wet dream. A racist or a weird or just somebody that just wanted to talk shit about somebody anonymously. So it is like Twitter. But it was this, it was what it was. And so I just remember it was always the way somebody was talk some shit about somebody, would say, oh, this girl's a hoe, this girl did that. This house sucks, yada yada. And somebody came up and they said something about me specifically. And see, me, I'm a motherfucker that, I at the time was a motherfucker that stayed out the way. I stayed out the way. Freshman year, we ain't gonna talk about that. That's a whole nother episode. It's a whole nother episode. But at that time, I was staying out the way, and it was one of those things that was just sort of like, what the fuck? And it became a thing on there. Like, somebody just constantly making that joke. So honestly, I only knew about it because somebody pointed it out to me. Like, I think I might have noticed it and just been like, I wonder who that's about. And then somebody that I knew on my floor at that in that semester had to tell me. But then it got really, really weird because there was a certain point where there was this other one. I can't remember what the fuck the app was called. It wasn't Yik Yak. Yik Yak was the one that was just anonymous posts. There was another one where you could literally just post pictures of shit, but it was still anonymous. So it was basically Yik Yak, except you just post pictures. And this is where it started getting weird. The same joke started being made. Like, and I think the joke was that it was BoJack Horseman. So it was like calling me BoJack Horseman. It was not exactly calling me BoJack Horseman. It was calling me a different word in there, which opened up a whole nother can of worms every time I think about it. Because why the fuck did you feel so comfortable calling me that? Because this motherfucker was white. So yeah, that's another reason why I honestly feel like this is the one time where I feel like I would honestly, this is one motherfucker that we would have to run the fade if I see you again. But again, that is neither here nor there. But I'm coming for you, nigga. Just know that. You ever hear this? I ain't forgot, bitch. Let me get you one day. But that's neither here nor there, and that is not a threat. I did not mean that. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. And so a picture of me was posted on there, and that's when I started to be like, what the fuck? Because it started to be this thing where like a motherfucker would take pictures of me as I'm like walking around the campus of this college. Now, nothing ever came of this because as it turns out, like I think it was literally just one motherfucker that was behind it, and it was somebody that just like I knew. So the thing about it is I probably would have saw this motherfucker walking past me and I wouldn't have thought much of it, and then that would have given him an opportunity to do this. But like just weird shit like that. So basically it felt like I was being stalked. It felt like somebody was trying to cyberbully me. But I mean, cyberbullying is. I'm sorry. I'm a firm believer of the Tyler the Creator tweet. Cyberbullying cannot be real. I will cut my computer off and you won't be bothering me anymore. Please don't ever and that's just my PSA to anybody. Don't ever let anything someone says on the internet says to you bother you. That shit is not real life. Like somebody can hurt my feelings in real life and say something to me that's mean. It might affect me. Like family and friends, yeah, that probably will. But like outside of that, it's usually not. But cyberbullying, bitch, fuck you. Literally, fuck you. Kiss my black ass. Suck my black penis. Suck my black balls. These are all things you can do if you have negative opinions of me and you are literally only basing this off internet shit. I don't know you motherfuckers. But back to what I was saying. Again, I just go on tangents sometimes. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes I just have all these emotions and thoughts in my head and I just have to get them out. And so this motherfucker and I think what really bothered me about this situation, once I figured out who it was, once I figured out it was Lindis, is that it was one of those things that it made me start, and I'm still dealing with this now to this day. I find it hard to make friends, I think, based off this experience, because it really made me start not trusting motherfuckers, especially like, that's why I don't necessarily like making new friends now, because I don't know what a motherfucker's intentions are. Like, I know how I am. I don't know how other motherfuckers is. Like, the people I'm friends with now, or I was friends, like, literally, I feel like I've made enough friends in my entire life. From high school and college, elementary, and all that shit growing up, plus my family. I'm good, because motherfuckers just have a tendency to be weird, in my opinion. And sometimes the good is worth the good, but sometimes you can open yourself up to just dealing with some real shitty and shiesty motherfuckers. And that's what I feel like I did. That, like, for all the, like, I'll say this, for all the good people I met in college, there was like one or two. I could literally make another episode or two about like at least two other experiences I had with people who just turned out to be real just shitty and shiesty. And again, that's life. It is what it is. You're going to meet good people. You're going to meet bad people. You got to deal with it what it is. I think I just have to learn I have to deal with that eventually, because like I said, even just hearing myself say that, like, I don't want to meet anybody else as a friend or anything. And that's like, I don't even like saying it out loud because it's like, damn, I don't want to be like that. But when you have your trust broken like that, to the point where you got to start questioning, like, okay, I got to watch my back around motherfuckers because, and not to say that you shouldn't always do that, but you know what I mean. I have to literally watch my back around motherfuckers that I thought was my friends. And I was like that for a little moment. Again, my friends that I'm cool with now, like that wider circle just pretty much condensed down a lot. So I'm thankful for that. But just to have to deal with all that shit was just not cool. Because it was somebody that I was never a bad friend to this motherfucker. Again, even for us to not be as particularly close, I was never like shitty. So for this motherfucker to turn out to be shitty was one of those moments where it was just like, goddamn, motherfuckers will really do you dirty for no reason. And the thing about it was, this motherfucker never told me, never gave me any hint. It wasn't like, and it's not like a thing where you just tell somebody and it's just like, all right, that's the little joke I'm making on you right now. Where it's like at least direct. You know what it is. It ain't no like, who the fuck is out here just making this joke or making up shit about it? So that was another just bitch ass thing about it. And again, it's why sometimes I just had an experience like this. I almost blew up on someone because I thought that they was not fucking with me no more. When it wasn't in it was in my head. And it was just me overreacting towards certain shit based off past shit. And I just got to get better at not doing that. I just be rambling. I just be talking sometimes. But I think really the point of what I'm trying to get at right now is that you can't allow past trauma to just influence decisions and reactions that you have in your present day life, because that shit will just you can't react based off yesterday, because yesterday is not today. That's a good one. That's a fucking bar. See, that's the thing about when you listen to these episodes, you'll hear me ramble for like a whole long little spiel, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna just say a bar like that. Like you can't make decisions based off yesterday, because yesterday is not today. You cannot make, and I'm gonna say it again because I feel like I stuttered a little bit as I said that, and I like it to be perfect. You cannot make decisions based off yesterday, because yesterday is not today. Remember that. That's all I got to say. Listeners, viewers, those who are somehow interpreting this podcast through Braille, I want to take a moment to tell you all about something that I know about, something that I helped play a part in the production of at times, not anymore. But it's something that's very important and very near and dear to my heart, and that is the world's best caramel cake. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about a recipe that goes back over 25 years, that was passed down from my mother to my older brother. And I want to tell y'all right now he's cooking up some of the best confectionery, desserts, baking delights. Just I can't think of enough amazing adjectives to use, but he's cooking up some of the best shit right now that you can even think of right now. So once again, for all my people who are in the Seattle area, and those of you who are not, I just want to tell y'all right now, he is going to be shipping by the end of the year. So y'all just again, I'm going to give y'all the Instagram at the end, so just stay tuned. But I just want to tell y'all about this right now. This is the world's best caramel cake. It is yellow cake with the homemade caramel glaze, perfected by this man, perfected by my older brother. He's been doing this since 2001. It's been perfected. It's some of the best shit that I've ever tasted in my entire life. Not to mention, he's also got a chocolate fudge caramel brownie with the caramel on top of it. I'm telling you all right now, this is all just shit that you are going to need in your life. So once again, all of my people who are in the Seattle area, I want y'all to go ahead and check out the Instagram, Mama Rose Caramel. I'm going to leave it in the description. It's going to be listed with all my affiliates. But again, I'm just telling you all right now, Mama Rose Caramel. Make sure you go ahead, get off your ass, go and get you some good food. It's available to deliver on Grubhub and Uber Eats. I'm telling y'all, get in tune. Go check him out. He's at the Burien Farmers Market every Thursday. Go ahead, get in tune. Go get you some good shit because you're going to want to say that you were up and hip to this before everybody else was. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe once again on whatever that you're listening in on. Make sure that you interact with the episode, react to that question. Honestly, I think that's really on Spotify only. So even if you're on Apple Music, go open up Spotify right quick and go engage the content. Engage. But other than that, have a beautiful rest of your evening. Have a beautiful rest of your morning, afternoon, whatever fucking time of day it is for you. Have a good one. I love you all. Like, follow, and subscribe, niggas.